I said, are we live? I'm looking. I don't see us live. What's going on here? What's the hold up, YouTube? Why are we not live, sir? We still not live. There we go.
Broke that road, one-man show, so now you know. Yeah. Coming at y'all a little differently. But I'm coming with the facts. You know I got the knack. It's kinda like it is. If you think you wanna come around me, say young stuff, son's gonna get knocked out. Somebody tell me, why am I different? Why can't I see when no one else can? Why do I feel the urge to lead and not follow? If I'm not involving others, why do I feel hollow? Why am I there to share my opinion with hooligans who could care less? If I was in danger, so why do I fight to help strangers? Somebody tell me why are my people so screwed up? Are they crazy? Are they lazy? Or y'all just plain nuts? Seriously though, when did a loser become hit? Why do we stand by and let the government strip away the rights and privileges our parents fought for? 40 years ago, my people had to deal with the Triple K and Jim Crow laws that said separate, unequal. Doesn't that sound strange? 40 years later, things haven't changed, but you naively front an attitude was stopped by a racist cop who only sees you as an outcast. The black man is that last on the scales of justice. The man says something and you abandon your fellow man. Don't you understand? He doesn't care about you until you move next door or street. Cause there's poor of a daughter at the flip of a quarter. He will and can decide your fate. You're in America, son. You can't escape by getting high or getting drunk. Come on, black males. If you don't want to be back. Why am I just watching the best church on the mind? Go ahead and say black man. You start worrying about the man. Why am I different? Somebody tell me why are women attracted to losers? Why are men attracted to sluts? Why is a man who handles his business boring? Why is a female who works and comes straight home to her man taken for granted? What's up, my people? What's up? Why do you guys lose their life and freedom? Honey, who only wants to spend the drug money? Why do these same honey that children for these dealers who could be shot or locked up at any time? Who's gonna raise them? What's up, black people? What's up? Black women, stop selling yourself short. Stop playing up with men who use sex as a sport. Stop trying to change the rebel in the hood. He may be great in bed, but he's no good as a mate. Say the man who respects, not molest you. So bad with me, I know I'm preaching, but I'm only teaching you what you already know. Cause when you meet a man, you should take it slow. Carry yourself like a lady. That man with that Mercedes or Lex is a perfect time. If he does respect you as a queen, you are loving. A poor man who loves you back is not even to take a stand. I ain't trying to preach nothing, but you know, if you lay up with a guy for years and you have a kid with him, 2 kids with him, and he don't take care of the first one of you, why you gonna have more with him? I'm tired of telling you about man. Get up off your butt and do something. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have a little that's yours than to be on somebody else's time. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, take up to a church. I mean, really study the word. When you do those things, the dumbest material items out here won't have no effect on you. They won't phase you. Let me start the third verse. We're gonna pick one of the women. It's time to come to the black businessman. You know who you are. Black businessman. Can you show me how you got to the top? I'll drop my pride if you're meant to me like someone did for you. Or are you scared to say your secret heart of fear that I might excel and reach a higher level than you, sir? You're a role model for the community, but you pack up and leave the city for the suburbs. Not giving any thought to the people you leave behind. Who you grew up with, you abandon those who could benefit, learn, but no, you turn and follow the man who treats you like a pet. As long as he has more things than you, he'll parade you around like a puppet on a string. Here's a black man who made it. You'll see it. He'll tell you how you can get out the ghetto if you're excused until he gets tired or he gets fired or something's missing. He'll get the media fishing so they find a way to bring you down. Then you want to come back around the way, but you get no play in the hood. Now you're scared because no one cares if you live or die because you sold out for a piece of the pie. Wake up, black businessman, black man in general. My black women, wake up. Don't rationalize. You know what they're doing about that? I'm a different way than I know how to get the black man. You can take a stand. I'm a different way than I see what's going on. You can wake up. Rodero, the one man show. So now you know. Black man, take a stand. I'm a different way than I see what's going on. The black man needs to make a plan. Come together, hand in hand, unite. You can win the fight.
All right, y'all, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're getting a little late start today. But what's happening, everybody? As y'all can tell by what's on your screen, in the title, our topic today is, if you had a time machine right now, what would you go back and change? And not only your life would you change, things that happened in history. Would you go back and rig presidential elections? Would you go back and rig mayor elections? Would you go back and stop the first bomb from being made? Would you go back in time and find the first person that was infected with AIDS and take them out so there will be no AIDS in the future? Would you go find the first person that got struck with polio and would you take them out so there will be no polio, chickenpox, measles, mumps, SARS, COVID-19, whatever? If you could go back in time, but you pick a different mate, you could go back in time, would you not have that sex when the black sheep of the family was born so they wouldn't be there? If you could go back in time, what would you change? I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are in life. Everybody has an answer for this topic. If you could go back in time, what would you change? Let's check the chat. Not one thing. If you can go back in time and change anything, what would it be? Well, luckily, I don't depend on the chat. This might be a fast show. We always prepare something. Figured somebody would comment on that. This is entitled, if you could go back in time, what would you change? Now, usually when I have a topic, it's usually so far out there that you can't find nothing on it. But there was plenty to choose from here. I just picked the first one I seen at random, and let's go. Hey, how you doing, Naya? You the first one to speak up. If you could go back in time, if you woke up and it was a time machine at your door, if you could go back in time, what would you change? I know that y'all got y'all first Super Bowl this year, but if you had a time machine, would you go back and make certain changes so that y'all got it sooner? If you don't like your car, would you go back and buy another kind? if you wanted to change mates, or if you wanted to change your children's mates, or your cousin's mate. Say your cousin married a serial killer. Would you like to go back in time and make sure that they never got married? Would you go back and expose the killer? Would you like to go back in time when Bill Cosby messed with his first woman? Would you like to go back in time and stop him then? Like to go back in time and catch R. Kelly and stop him then? Like to go back in time and stop Martin Luther King from walking outside on that balcony when he got shot? Would you like to go back in time and warn Malcolm X before he was killed? Would you like to go back in time and help out the civil rights movement? Would you like to go back in time and help out Harriet Tubman? What would you like to change? I'd like to go back in time and wish you had a life. How about that? See where exactly your life went wrong. We have a good topic today if people want to open up and talk about it. What would you like to go back and change? This is a good topic. I don't care where you are in life. There's something you would like. Don't worry, Naya, I already got him. There is no Brother Derrick by itself. We don't use any of the Brother Derrick show's dummy. So we already know that that's a fake account. I already got him. And you know, you could at least took the time to get an avatar. I mean, you know, at least go all out. I'm just saying. At least go all out. That was lame. So we had a good topic. And somebody wanted to come in here and jump on us. So we got 5 people here and nobody has a comment. If you came across a time machine, what would you go back and change? Would you be like the guy in Back in the Future? Would you go back and bet on all the football games and get rich? Would you go back in time? And when Judas Iscariot was going to go to the teachers of the law and the Pharisees to tell them that Jesus was on the mountain to go get him and give him my 30 pieces of silver, would you like to push him off the mountain on his way down? Would you actually go back in time and sit at Jesus' mount on the sermon? If you had a time machine, what would you do? All right, now you're the only one talking. What would you do if you had a time machine right now in your possession? You went up in the attic and you found the time machine that somebody built and left up there all them years. Where would the first place you visit be? Would you go back and see them building the Great Wall of China? Would you go back and see Moses part the Red Sea? Would you go back and try to stop, what's his name? John Wilkes Booth? The guy that shot Abraham Lincoln? Would you go back and keep him from shooting Abraham Lincoln in the head? I'm asking the good questions. If you're African and you're watching, would you like to go back? And when them Europeans came on the land and you were Shaka Zulu, would you put them back on the boat and tell them, go where you came from, don't go make it no more? If you can go back in time, would you want Shaka Zulu? Don't kill your child. All that stuff does is make your hair black again. It doesn't make you young. If you had a time machine, what would you go back in time and change? Well, alrighty. If you could go back in time, what would you change? Imagine you can go back 20 years or less. If you're younger than 35, what would you do? Think of the pain and challenges that defined that period for you. Heartache, loss, failure, shattered dreams, mistakes, regrets, doubts, fears. Would you change anything? When I asked myself this question, my first impulse was, I wouldn't change a thing. Everything unfolded the way it was meant to be. I am today where I am because of the past. Then I stopped and thought, who am I kidding? I would be lying if I said I wouldn't change anything. There are major things that I would change, or if I could. Before I get into it, let me just say that I truly believe there are events that have been encoded into our DNA, fated at the hands of God, life, karma, or evolution, and these things are unchangeable no matter how hard we try. I can't force a company to keep me employed or a relationship to last beyond its intended purpose, nor can I prevent war, serious illness, or prejudice. But I can most definitely choose not to be defined by these events. I have a choice, and yes, I would have done a few things differently. This is where events are only probabilities. Examples may or may not happen. And maybe I could have altered my reality in a way that was more beneficial to me. So here's what I would change. I would not fight the inevitable and hang on to what was. I wasted so much time trying to unsave the unsavable. Walk away from toxic people. I chose to ignore the signs and suffer for no reason other than fear. Not try to be a hero and meddle. It's not my job to help people who didn't want to help themselves. I ended up enabling the same selfish and destructive behaviors. Feel the pain and not numb it. I fought with myself so much. I did whatever I could to numb the pain with more regrettable actions. And paradoxically, I compounded the suffering. I'd allow myself to grieve and be with the pain. Channel despair and fear into something useful. Instead of sinking deeper and deeper into despair, I choose one thing that I wanted to do and work on it. I would have done all these things and more. Would my life have turned out differently? Probably not, but I wouldn't have suffered as much. I do regret some of the choices I made, but I mostly regret how I felt about everything: anxiety, stress, fear, and a whole lot of apathy. Back to the present. Hindsight is 20/20, and the past is in the past. Going back in time may feel like an exercise in futility, but it's not. The emotional pain of the past lives with us until we face it and deal with it. This is one way of dealing with it. This exercise is not about regret, but more about choice. When we try to relive the past and look for areas where we could have made better choices, we can consider these choices today and not repeat the past many times over and feel more pain. So take a moment and do the exercise. Take a moment to do the exercise. Think of this scenario if it helps. Look at the events of your past. Imagine a movie playing with the younger you as the star and you're the director of the movie. What would you tell your lead actor? Here's what I tell my younger self. As a director of the present, I tell my past self kindly and gently to trust more and have faith. There's nothing you could have done not to fail in life. Trust that life has and will always be on your side. Instead of wallowing in self-loathing and doubt, have faith in your abilities and worth. No one is more or less deserving than anyone else. Embrace your inner bad ASS. Don't put up with situations thinking that you're weak. You're more powerful than any situation. Even at times when you feel broken, damaged, or undeserving, nip the abuse in the bud. You have enough strength to take care of yourself. Don't take things way too personally. Every little or major thing is not about you. Life, God, is not on a mission to smite you. Failure happens. Loss is inevitable. Step out of the selfish bubble of misery and refocus on what you can do to move past the pain and not dig yourself deeper into blame and apathy. And for God's sake, feel your pain. Don't take it out on others. Don't suppress it. But just sit with it. Grieve, cry, write, meditate, or see a therapist if you need to. Do whatever it takes to let go of the pain instead of holding on to it as if it's a badge of honor. It's not. When we look at the past, we realize that we can choose to have faith in our own abilities and to trust the kindness of life. Whatever transpires is not going to last, so we don't need to hold on to the pain forever and allow it to define us. Revisiting the past allows me to make different choices. Today, the moment I notice signs of abuse or manipulation, I close the door and move on. I don't hang on or take the failure as a reflection of my self-worth. Most importantly, I don't take things that personally or that seriously, and it's freeing beyond words. Another way of making different choices is to travel to the future. You can use the same exercise and imagine yourself 10 or 20 years in the future, directing your present movie. What would you tell your present self? There's only one person watching? That's a daggone shame. I bet you if we go look and see who's live right now. Let me go back to my page. Let's see who's live. And see what they talking about. Grow and succeed together. Silent live stream. I was here earlier today in the chat. It's a solid stream right now. Who else is on? Free coronas for everyone was lost but now found. Who else is alive? All these live people. Masculine mercenary. Tell Rashida the Crimea River, build a bridge, and get over it. Angeline Jean. That's a different language. I can't help you with that one. Elsa. Different language. Aqua Edits. Sub for sub. I'm just looking at who's live right now. Pickerick 1. What are they doing? We already saw that. Free Coronas for everyone. Free Trimmer 82. Monday Night Live. Damn Bam Style. Who's ready to grow? Another sub for sub channel. Mama Duke's Kitchen. Join me live now. I was on but lost signal. This is Mama Duke's Kitchen Cooking. Recycle Dude. Music tunes, karaoke, parody tune. I don't know what that first word is, but this is Fortnite, a video game. So those are the people that's live right now. And no offense to any of them, but ain't every one of them talking about anything. Let's keep it real. Most of them are sub for sub channels. So rather than come talk about a real topic that everybody can talk about, I don't care where you at in life, how much you got or how little you got, you can't tell me. Nobody don't have not one thing that they would do if they had a time machine they would go back and fix. Not one person. I can tell you right now, my mother asked me to pull over at this rest stop and take a nap on our trip to New York. If I had done that, my mother would still be here. If I had done that. That's what I would do. If I could go back, and actually, there's nothing stopping me. Because if I really feel the need to, I could. Go back and finish Bible study and get my AA in theology and missions. Three on my list, I would like to go back and not break off my engagement to this one girl. I found out something years later. Those are things that I can tell you off the top of my head. You want to hear some more? I had a chance to work at a funeral home. I didn't want to touch dead people. The person that did take that job got a nice house, a nice car. I wish I would have done it. I had a chance to work for Prime America. And I wish I would have stuck with it. I'd be a lot better off right now. I had a chance when I was in trucking school at Allstate. I should have stuck it out. Probably would have killed somebody by now, but I should have stuck it out. These are things that I can tell you right now. These are things that I can tell you right now. I wish if I had a time machine, that's what I would go back. If I had a time machine, even though my child wasn't showing no symptoms, if I had a time machine, I would go back to that evening and I would take her to the hospital. And maybe she'd still be here. If I had a time machine. These are things that I would do. How come it's so easy for me to sit here and say what I would do? How come none of y'all can say anything? I can tell you that somebody flattened one of my tires. And he threatened to shoot me. I should have beat the tar off of him and dared anybody in his crew to step forward and get it next. That's what I should have done. There's another guy in the neighborhood that thought he was a toughian. I should have beat the crap out of him. If I had a time machine and I can go back and do it again, I would. What would you do if you had the chance? If you had a time machine, what would you go back and change about your life? So the only people that want to say anything is trolls. If I had a time machine, I would block you before you even started to type in my chat. How about that? So this is going to be a quick show. I asked permission from this guy earlier. I asked him, I wanted to introduce him to my audience. It ain't much. There's only 3 people here. But I wanted to introduce him. Roy said he would have smashed all his teachers. Your teachers look that good? Most of mine were old. I'm trying to think. I think I only had one teacher that was smashable. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I can only think of one teacher that was smashable. Now, some of the girl mothers in the class, I can give you a whole line of them. I'm being honest with you. Matter of fact, when it get warmer, I might go ride around and let y'all see how many single mothers be at these schools? I don't want to stick around too long. They might say, hey, what you hanging around here with a camera for? I wish y'all to see what Roy said, all his look decent. So, Roy, have you ever had the love of your life and you let her go and then years later you regretted it? You ever made a bad investment and you wish you can go back and do it again and buy something else, invest in something else? I know somebody that got offered $500. They could have went in on the first McDonald's and they didn't do it. I was like, man, you had the money. Yep. Why you didn't do it? Because I wanted to get me a Ford Grand Torino. You wanted to get a car. You had a chance to get in on the first McDonald's franchise. First one. You know how much money he be worth today? Somebody was telling me to buy some Apple stock. It was an old Jewish guy I was working for. He said, buy some Apple stock, young man. I said, Apple? What the heck is that? He said, they make computers. This is way back in the 80s. He said, buy some Apple stock. If I had bought Apple stock, I was a young man too. But I didn't know what it was. But just think, if I had bought Apple stock back then, what would that stock be worth today? I'd be a millionaire. That Jewish person that told me about it is a millionaire. So we've had opportunities. So don't say you can't go back and think and say, you know what? If I had a time machine, I would go back and fix this. I would go do this again. If I had a time machine, I wouldn't have bought that Lexus. There wasn't nothing wrong. There wasn't nothing wrong with the Cavalier I had. Dumbest thing I ever did was get rid of that Cavalier. Dumbest thing I ever did. Should have kept it. There's nothing wrong with it. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't have messed with that woman. That woman got me to move out of a nice, safe place where I was living with my employer. And I had an apartment in the basement of his house out in the county. And we had a stream flowing by. I let this girl talk me out of moving there and moving here. If I had a time machine, I would go back. If I had a time machine, the people said that they sent me a letter. I don't remember seeing it, but I wish I would have, because I would have told them, no, I don't want no Medicare. Let me stay on Medicaid. If I had a time machine, I would go back and I would get the Swagtron S5 instead of the S1. You get 15 miles. Both tires are 14, not a 14 and a 12. And you can exchange the battery easily. If I could go back and, that just months ago I'm talking about. If I had a time machine, I would go back and I wouldn't make that video that I made on that woman in Atlanta that cost us our big channel. if I had a time machine. If I had a time machine, I would go back. Nah, I wouldn't change that. I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but I was in somebody else's chat last week, and somebody came in and challenged me. And I was thinking to themselves, they don't know who they messing with. Like I said, I could have jumped on them, but we don't do that no more. But that person had a pretty big channel. It wasn't a crow. I'd have jumped on him. Who knows? Could have got some of his followers to come over here. But the problem is, do you want them kind of followers to come over here? That's the problem. That's the kind of followers you want. But yeah, you can always look back. If I could go back, when I got into that fight with the boy when I was on the wrestling team, and I belly to belly him on the hardwood floor, and everybody got so scared that I didn't go back. If I could go back in time, I would have told them people to kiss my butt, and I would have stayed on the team. And who knows? I could have went national. If I can go back in time. I gave you a whole bunch of things. Roy told you what he could do, what he would do if he can go back in time. Nobody else. What would you do if you could go back in time? If I can go back in time, I wouldn't have let my sister and my cousin talk me out of going to church. My grandmother was the treasurer. I could have been a deacon. I was born in one. I wouldn't have to start my own. I was born in one. If I could go back to both the times when that woman told me to block Tony and Okanaz, I will go do it again. I'll tell her to kiss my butt and keep your money. If I can go back in time. That he would like me to play for y'all. And this is what he said. So let's watch it. It is... it's from Circle of Fortress. And he's live right now doing a silent live, but he's live. So there he is right there on the screen. Grow and succeed together, silent live stream. So he's doing better than me. He got 7 people watching a silent live stream. Doing better than me. Well, he got 1,000 views January 4th. Go ahead, man. All right, let's check him out, y'all. This is Circle of Fortress. Whoa! Damn, thanks for making us deaf. Oh, okay, I see why. It's in
Family, today we want to wish you guys a happy and prosperous New Year. We also want to thank our loyal subscribers. We really appreciate your support, and we are so excited that you're part of the Focus family. So, 2019 may have been a very challenging year for a lot of us, but you know what? It's a new year, and the theme that I think for this year is keep moving forward. There's a lot of things that may have tried to hold us back in 2019, but we're going to try to give you some motivation to be successful in 2020. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2019 has been a difficult year because of excess baggage. Now, the red balls represent the negative items in your life that's holding you back, and the green balls are the positive items. So the red one, we need to get rid of. And we're going to have some fun getting rid of this enthusiastically. Okay, guys, let's get rid of all of the negative things in our life. Okay, procrastination, let's go! Get out of here! Okay, negative thinking, let's get it out of here! Gone! Low self-esteem, let's go! Boom, out of here, whoa! That one is out of here, baby! Anger, let's get out of here! Come on! Whoa! Fear, let's go! Out of here! And all these, okay, we're just gonna hit them out. They're salty here, we can't even name them. Come on, let's go, hit them out of here! Whoa! Out of here! Hit them out of here, come on, come on! You're getting fancy. Okay, so you see, sometimes you can actually hurt yourself trying to get rid of stuff, but it's okay. A little bit of pain to be successful is okay. Okay, my turn, folks. Get out of here. Come on, don't listen to this. Get out of here. Negative thought. Get out of here. Backhand. Oh, come on, that's all right. Out of here, folks. Come on. Out of here. Left hand. All right, folks. Oh, my leg. Out of here. There's a good one. Come, let's go.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Oh no. Okay. Taking the trash, baby. So guys, you can see that we got rid of all of the negative stuff out of our lives. So we are left with high self-esteem, persistency, self-confidence, all of the good stuff to get us through 2020. So guys, if you're motivated by this video, please share it with someone, like and subscribe to our channel, and remember, 2020, keep moving forward no matter what, and you shall be successful. Thank you, and God bless.
Alrighty, y'all. This is Circle of Fortress. Like I said, he's live right now with a silent stream. I was in the stream earlier today, and I got permission, YouTube, to play. YouTube. I got permission to play one of his videos. I even asked him which video. He picked this video out. Now, creative, yes. But if I was to critique the video, I would say what I believe is wrong with the people today. Yeah, Tars baby, I saw it. I went and looked. That wasn't nothing. That video that RE did, that was almost 3 rows back. It wasn't nobody live. That was just somebody trying to mess up the Sunday sermon. That's all that was. But I went and did the investigation. And like I say, I like the positive vibe of the message, but my one critique, and tell me if y'all agree, there was no message. There was a statement. Get this out of your life. But he didn't tell his viewers how to get it out of his life. Do y'all understand? It's one thing for me to say, don't drink anymore. You got somebody that's addicted to alcohol. You just tell them don't drink anymore and then leave them alone. The next time you see them, what are they going to be doing? They're going to be drinking. You haven't told them steps they could take to stop drinking. You're telling somebody, go be successful. But you haven't told them how to be successful. You're going to tell somebody, stop being depressed. But you're not telling them steps they could take to avoid becoming depressed again. There's no information. Why is it that people don't? Why is there people that want to just tell you the top of what's going on, but don't want to go deep and let you know? Just like a famous YouTuber says, I shouldn't have to tell you. You should already know. Well, what am I watching you for? If I already know, why am I watching you? Why are you telling me about what's going on? And you never tell me what I could do to help fix it. What I could do to stop contributing to the bad, but start helping with the good. You never say it. But every show, look at this negative thing. Look at this negative thing. Look at this negative thing. Well, what positive things are you showing that we could go use? But this same person will say, this show is boring. Why is it boring? Because we tell you things you could do right now. You can get up tomorrow morning out your bed and go start making changes. That's what we do here. That's boring. But it's not boring to just give you the icing and never give you the cake. That's not boring. Nothing. So that's all I'm asking. Why is that? I will be bored with that. You keep telling me this is going on, that's going on, this going on. I want you to be positive. Be positive about what? What steps can I take to be positive? What's something I could do right now? If I go watch Sonetta right now, Black power, family. Oh, this is some powerful information. Oh, but then when you look at the information, what's powerful about it? Because if I'm sitting there watching you, I'm in no better shape than I was before I sat down and turned you on. If I go to one of your lectures, when I leave that lecture, I'm no better off than when I walked in there. So what was the purpose of me sitting in there listening to your lecture? How you going to tell me about what somebody did 5,000 years ago when we can't even get a business started today? Why do I want to hear about what somebody did 5,000 years ago? Are you going to take what they did and show how we can use that today? No, you won't do that. Because that's boring. Then what's the purpose of me watching you for? I don't understand it. I can honestly say I don't understand. I go over to the other side. I come in there and start talking about things. Oh, we didn't talk about that over here. Huh? No. We don't. No. I say, well, what do you talk about? I don't talk about anything. I let the chat come in here and let them say what they want to say. I go, all right, so chat, what are we talking about? Nothing really, I've seen your show and you talk about the news and you do we don't do that stuff here. We don't do religion and politics and, you do all that stuff. We don't do that here. So what do y'all talk about? I saw you was doing that Family Feud. We don't talk about stuff. We don't talk about personal stuff. We just don't. So what do you talk about? Well, it rained here today, and we got 55 degrees. Yeah, 55 degrees. Oh, it's 70 here. Yeah, we're expecting snow next week, and I got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Oh, you do? I got one on Tuesday. Isn't that something? Yeah. How is that helping anybody? Sit around talking about the weather? Well, you know what? I was planning on taking a trip down there to Kentucky. And now I know it's snow on the ground. We're not going to go to Kentucky. I think we'll go to Memphis. At least that'd be helpful. They don't even do that. At least you don't have to go there. That'd be helpful. Yeah, Groundhog didn't see his shadow. So I guess that means we got a couple more weeks of winter. I'm sitting there looking like it was 71 degrees today. What do I care about the groundhog? The groundhog can dance a jig. It's March, and we had a high of 71 today. I'm not concerned about winter. Unless we get a freeze in the last week of March, I think winter is gone in my region. It's let me do a refresh. Make sure I'm correct. It's 64 degrees right now. I could go outside in a pair of drawers and run around. It would not be cold. Our weather is great. I'm definitely not going to hold anybody up talking about the weather. Charles, baby, if you still here, our topic tonight was, if you went up in your attic and you found a time machine that worked, what would you go back in time and change? What about you, Naya? If you could go back in time, what would you change? Let me go find us another topic. So, give me 1 second, y'all. Listen to this. Give me 1 second. Nice, that's just entertainment for them.
It's like 100 years ago. Life was easy then, or is it just the way mine was? We look so warm, like the winners of the league. Don't you know we had it all those summer days? I wonder where you are, and if life is good to you. Have you kept your copy from the photo booth that day? Time is a thief. It moves fast when you look away. What I'd give to go back there, those summer days. The smell of rain on the pavement brings me to the afternoon. The way you laugh in the pouring rain. Time is a thief. It moves fast when you look away. What I'd give to go back there. It was you and me. Don't you know we had it all those summer days? Those summer days.
Alrighty. Let's keep it rolling here. Brother Derrick Show, you never know. Well, I'm sorry, we're not the Brother Derrick Show, the Minister Brother Derrick Show. You never know when we gonna drop a topic on you. People don't like it when you try to change for the better. Not that people don't want you to improve, they just lack one vital thing. Hey, I mean, ads on here, you can't do nothing. All right, none of us are supposed to be static beings. We're supposed to learn to sweeten like wine over time into something better than we were yesterday. We constantly laud that idea. When we finally go to practice self-improvement, though, something quirky happens. People who once promised their support withdraw to the background or seem grumpier than a woodchuck with a toothache. Why does this happen? Research led by Lydia Emery from the Northwestern University might offer a clue. As summarized by Ashley Lyles in Psychology Today, over several studies, individuals thought about how their partners had changed. They indicated how much previous or anticipated support or resistance they had to those changes. Researchers had the individuals self-assess how clear they were about their self-concept as well. The researchers found out that when people had lower clarity about their self-concept, they generally were not as supportive of their partner changing. The team concluded that this was because the individuals worried that changes in their partner might mean they would have to change too. Without a solid idea of who they were on their own, they were unsettled, not knowing how the partners will redefine them. While this work focused more on intimate, romantic relationships, it's reasonable to believe that the same results could happen with anybody we feel deeply connected to. This includes family members who help us with entrepreneurial efforts, mentors, or team members you bonded with. It's human nature to cling to familiarity to some degree, and because we use external validation to form and conform our perception of ourselves, it can be scary to see those we see as our foundation become willing to shift. We have to face the question of whether the changes we see will somehow alter our future or worse, break the connection with the person that means so much to us. So it's not that people don't care about what you want to do. In fact, they probably really want you to achieve and reach your goals. It's just that they need to know who they are without you. You can help them figure that out by encouraging them to try new things, asking for their opinion, inquiring about what they want or value, getting them more information or resources to explore their hobbies and interests, tactfully pointing out both strengths and weaknesses in a positive way, connecting them with new people, stepping back so they can take more control, encouraging them to try again after mistakes, taking time to listen about deeper experiences that can fuel fear and timidity. The more you build a person up through these strategies, the more they'll be able to stand on their own. And once that happens, you'll soon see their support of your self-improvement go up. Then we got a donation. Hold on. Thanks for the donation, Toss, baby. God says, I gotta go, Naya and Derek. My daughter's in the hospital, and I'm watching my two grandchildren, ages 2 and 3. Oh, I'm so sorry, Taurus. Taurus said she wouldn't change anything. She's blessed. She said, I can't change me having neuropathy, or I would. That's about it. She said, Naya said, take care, Taurus, baby. Best wishes to you. And Taurus said, thank you, Naya. Good night, sweetie. Yes, have a blessed night, Taurus, baby. And thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And thanks for the donation. And I hope that your daughter's feeling better. Get the grandkids a hug for us when you put them away for bed. It's a lot of things about this. Come on, man. I like to use these, but they're a handful. I like to use these ads because YouTube don't flag you for them, and that's the reason that we use them. Five reasons people resist change and what we can do about it. Change is always happening. Why do some people continue to resist? So let's see if we get a different perspective here. It's been said that change is the only real constant. Generally, most people don't take too kindly to change, especially when it's thrust upon them without their input. While most people in leadership want to move full steam ahead at any cost, it is important to stop and appreciate those who are cautious or even fearful about the change being imposed upon them. People react to change in many different ways. Some may respond with fear, while others may respond with denial. This resistance to change can be better handled if we knew the reasons why. Here are 5 reasons people resist change and what you can do about it. People fear being different, especially when there's no precedent. We are creatures of habit. For the most part, we love routine and procedure. If it hasn't been done before, there will be some in your organization who likely can't see the end from the beginning. Every organization needs a visionary, but merely stating your vision is not enough. You'll also have to show, not just tell. You can demonstrate how you would like to do things before actually doing it. Minimize the frustration and hurt feelings by communicating and demonstrating. Whenever possible, keep some things the same. Stay focused on the important reasons change is being sought and avoid a follow the leader because I say so attitude. 2. People feel overwhelmed or stressed. Fatigue can be a killjoy for change. If an organization has been through a lot of upheaval, people may resist change simply because they're tired. And when people are tired, they tend to be cranky, angry, and irritable. It has been my experience that when the environment is tense or inundated with projects, the people in the environment will be the same way. When this is the case, leaders have to be understanding of people's complaints and attentive to their needs throughout the change process. Keep the reasoning for change front and center. Make sure the environment more conducive for future change. Make their environment more conducive for future change. 3. People fear a departure from the status quo. By definition, implementing change is a departure from the way it has always been done. Those who are part of the old way or have another idea are likely to be defensive of both. Transformation, especially when it's from the top down, can make people feel uncomfortable. Some people may feel betrayed. Others may simply dread the new day that changes might bring. In either case, leaders can help people embrace change by acknowledging those parts of the past that were good, while at the same time making it clear that the change being presented is necessary. 4. People lack trust in the one making changes. When people respect their leaders, it's often because the leader has built trust over a period of time. When a new leader steps in to replace an old leader, it's important that the new leader embrace the responsibility of building trust with the people they lead. If trust is not built, then mistrust is the default response, and mistrust often becomes evident in a resistance to change. Leaders can build trust by being honest and then by including people in the change process. Furthermore, they can create an environment in which people believe the change can be implemented and managed for the benefit of all. And number 5, people know change brings a new set of possibilities and problems. Many people prefer for things to stay the way they are than it is for it to head off into a direction that is largely uncharted or unknown. By instinct, we know that a new way presents both possibilities and problems, but most would rather reject the possibilities if it also means avoiding the problem. There's a common saying, better the devil you know then the devil you don't. Change is risky in any situation, in any institution. You can balance resistance by creating certainty of the process. Hey, how you doing, the driver? Baby says, thank you, brother Derrick. Take care. Check your blood sugar. Have a blessed night. I will, dear. The driver says, hello, BD and I. How you doing, the driver? We started out with, if you had a time machine, the driver, if you looked up in your attic and you found the time machine, what would you do? What would you change? Would you change something you did in your life? Would you change, like, somebody being killed from a car accident? Would you go back and change them ever getting in the car, take them to dinner or something so they don't had a car accident? Would you go back and try to change, like Martin Luther King from going out on that balcony? Or would you try to stop Abraham Lincoln from being shot in the head? Or would you go back and save Malcolm X or Medgar Evers? Or is there a woman that you should have married and you didn't, and that was something you found out later, and that would have changed your mind back then? Would you go back and fix that? This is what we're talking about, the first topic. The second topic is, we actually got from Naya, why are people so afraid of change? Why do people get fearful? Why do people withdraw? Why do people break the connection? They say they want it, but do they really want it? The driver said he would change the ex that he dated. You know, I use this example a lot, and I might make some of the ladies mad, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. The way I see change is the same way that I see a lot of the women, when you ask them in them surveys, what do you want out of a potential husband? The first thing they say, I want him to have personality. I want him to have a job. I want him to be a great father. And then 5 years later, when you go look at these same ladies, they sitting there single with a child or two, can't get the man to do nothing. And they sit there and then pick the sorry, thuggish person they can find with some swag. And all swag mean is, I ain't gonna take care of your children. Just knock you up. That's what swag mean. Somebody gonna say swag mean attitude. It's the attitude that I'm not gonna be a father. I'm not gonna be dependable. I'm not gonna stay with you. That's what swag means. When you hear these ladies go, I want somebody with a nice personality. No, you don't. You want somebody with swag. That's what you want. And then you want to cry about it. Same thing with change. The driver says, I would change my wife's eating habits and watch her blood sugar more. Thank you, the driver. You and Toss, baby, you gave us some good answers. And see, I didn't even mention my health. Because I know that if I had to change those things, I would have got the health insurance I needed sooner. And I wouldn't be as bad off as I am now. But, you know, people sit around and, you know, we can go find some of these chats where people sit around and you hear them in the chat, we need to do this. We should do that. And then when you ask them, well, let's go do it. Well, you know, I was just saying that, you know, I was just trying to talk with the chat, you know, I ain't about to go out there and hit the streets, it's nice to talk about, but I'm not going out there. That's what happened. The driver says most people like to date flashy people. Yeah, but you've seen them surveys where they ask the young women what they look for in a husband. I don't know how old you are, the driver, but I know back in the day, the first thing, they made a song about it. First thing a woman say, I want personality, huh? Personality, huh? Personality, what? The first thing they say is personality. I don't know how many women is with a guy really for his personality. If that was the case, men wouldn't be out there trying to surfboard on waves, killing themselves. Men wouldn't be out there hiking, jumping off mountains. Men wouldn't be wrestling with bears. Men wouldn't be laying down in the middle of the street, daring cars to run them over. They do this to impress the women. Men don't take shots to prove that they're not going to get drunk. So the women can say, yeah, he hold his liquor. Hey, what you doing tonight? Men don't realize media has scammed us. We ain't got to do all that crazy stuff. All we got to do is put the right clothes on, talk to the women like dirt, and there you go. That's all you need. That's all you need. Because the majority of the women, I like being with a thug. I feel safe. I know if something happened, he gonna take care of me. Not realizing if he's so fast to put his hands on somebody he don't know, how fast is he gonna be to put his hands on somebody he do know? Yeah, he beat me sometimes, but I know it's because he loves me. Yeah, he beats me to show that he loves me. Really? I'm being honest. Y'all can attack me all you want, but you can't say I'm lying. As somebody who has worked and counseled some of these women and men, I understand how the young girls leave the house, don't want to follow the parents' rules. They go out there, they live on the street. They get caught up with these pimps. They gotta sleep with dirty, stinking old men they don't know. And the dealer says, hey, try this. This will help you deal with it. And before you know it, the weed ain't enough. Then you got to try something else. And then before you know it, the weeds become quaaludes, the quaaludes become ecstasy, the ecstasy become heroin or meth, and then before you know it, it's crack. And they still trying to suppress all those memories. And as they build a tolerance to each drug, they work their way up the system. BD says most women these days are looking for a father figure in a man. Yes, the driver. The driver said, I always like unflashy women. I want a woman that pleases me, not everyone else. But you know something? I've always been attracted to plain James, the driver. I'm going to get your other comment in a second. I've always been attracted to plain James. A woman that look good, but a woman that's not beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? A woman that look good, but a woman that's not beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? I want a woman that looks nice, but doesn't look like Beyonce. I don't want to have to be every time I take her somewhere. You got 4 or 5 girls. Well, you know, I could take him from. I got more money than him. You know, I'm taller than him. You know, he doesn't have a 6-pack. I might be able to take his woman. I'd rather have a woman with somewhere you go someplace and somebody go, oh, she look nice. Look at that fox over there. That's the type one I'm looking for. When somebody will look and then turn. But all the young thirsty men will look and then turn away. That's what I'm looking for. I ain't necessarily out here looking for no, what do they call themselves? Dime pieces? No, thank you. The driver say, well, I'm going to get to what the driver said in a minute. Hold on now, you're getting ahead of me now. Now y'all talking. Hold on a sec. He said, most women these days are looking for a father figure in the man. They're looking for a father figure, but the problem is, they don't know what a real father figure is. They only have an idea. They think they're getting with an older man gives them that father figure. The problem is, if that older man didn't have no father, how can he be a father figure when he was fatherless as well? Now let's get to Naya. There are some men looking for a mommy figure. They're looking for a woman that's like their mother. And their mother ran the household and couldn't keep a man to save her life. What kind of man is she going to raise? You said, what's the matter with Beyonce? Nothing. But God done it. See, well, women do understand. Why is it that if you and your girlfriend out, I'm not saying you, Naya, but if you got 2 women out, and one woman got a boyfriend and the other one doesn't, and the boyfriend joins them, and say they're at a party, and the boyfriend's up dancing, and the girlfriend is ashamed to dance, but her friend isn't. And her friend goes up there and starts dancing with her boyfriend. Why does the friend, the girl that was too scared to dance, go grab the girl by her weave and throw her out the door? Do you understand what I'm saying? It worked the same way with the men. But the men's attitude is different. See, some women get afraid that their friend might be trashier, but might have a better body, or might have better conversation, or might be a better dancer. So they're afraid that the friend will seduce the boyfriend away from them. Men are different. Men will say, you know, that's my boy and everything, but he can't handle that. Look at her. She look like Beyonce, man. She too good for him. But I can do her real good. Let me see if I can steal her away. But you got the same thing. The friend, the person you trust the most, is looking at you like, that's my girl, but you know, I'm going to take her man. He take care of her. He take care of her kids. He go to work every day. She don't deserve him. I do. So, the more attractive your mate is, the more the women of your gender. If you're a woman, the women around you, especially the ones that can't keep a man to save their lives, they're going to try and take a ride on your man and take him away. And it's the same way with the men. I don't understand why she with him. I mean, I'm better looking, I'm taller, I don't understand. I got a better car. Why is she with him? I'm going to try and steal her. And that's why we watched all these videos the past 2 years about women beating up the girlfriends and men beating up the male friends, because they forever plotting on how to take your woman instead of getting their own. I heard a woman once tell me, it's too much trouble. I like you, Derrick, but you too much trouble. I gotta train you. I'd rather take somebody else's man that's already trained. I was told this at 18 years old, back in 1988. Girl told me, I'm ready to train you. Train me? Yeah, I want somebody that's already out there used. How she know I'm not trained? That's what I kept thinking. What? Now he says, I don't believe it's all single women. I just told you men and women do it. So why would you just say that? Maybe you said it before I said what I said. It goes both ways. There are a lot of women that see the most handsomest dude in the neighborhood. They won't fool with him. But there's a lot more that will. And they'll fight over him. They'll fight to be baby number one, baby mama number one, baby mama number two, baby mama number 5. They'll fight. And the men know it. And they sit there and record it. And go tell their homie, look, I got these 2 women fighting over me. Yeah, they stupid. I'm driving one of their cars. I sleep in another one of their houses. They so stupid they don't even know. I ain't gotta work. I ain't gotta do nothing. All I gotta do is lay that pipe. The driver said that's why people date remarried people. The driver says, BD, women didn't like you until you got married. Yeah, that's another thing. You could be around a woman for years and she won't pay you a bit of mind, but get you a woman. All of a sudden, wait a minute, I didn't see anything in them, but I could have been wrong, because why that woman, look at him, she all loving that way, whoa, this man was looking at me and I wasn't giving him a mind. Let me see if I can shimmy on over there and take him away from her. Thank you, the driver. I hadn't even got to that yet. The driver skipped on their head. Most people don't want you until somebody else wants you. When somebody else wants you, then that's validation that you're worth something. Because until you got a woman, I can tell you, I used to work customer service. There was this girl I used to try and holler at all the time. She don't pay me no mind. But my job was to drive her to work every day. So I was dating this girl and she was in the front seat and I was dropping her off at her job, and they both worked in the same, it was different companies, but the same office building. So I dropped them both off. The next time I picked her up and my friend wasn't with me, she trying to give me her phone number, wanted to holler at me. I'm like, what? I've been trying to talk to you for almost a year. Now I get somebody, now all of a sudden, you want me. Like, no. You understand what I'm saying? Well, all of a sudden, person was trying to holler at you, and they were single, you didn't want them. But then you see them with somebody else, then all of a sudden, well, she sure look happy, so you know what? Maybe I was missing something. So now you said her husband experienced the same. Yeah, when a woman see you, a lot of times if a man hear a woman is married, half the men will stop right then and there and move on. The first territory. Women, Well, he married to you right now, but I got something for you. I'm gonna get that man. You don't deserve that man. That man too good for you. But he right for me. But that woman could have known that man before you even came along and didn't want to give him the time of day. That's why you gotta be careful. Especially you women, I know y'all like to talk and gossip. You got to not let your girlfriends know that you got a good man. Because they looking. The total opposite. The friend can get a hit or two and be done on the male side. The women, They want to get that man a baby and get locked in financially. The men can hit it and quit it and go on to the next one. Women, when they see a good man, married or not, they want to get him locked in. They want to lock him down with a baby. So even if he don't stay with them, they still got a financial hook. Men ain't like that. Yeah, they like to marry women the same way a young man likes to sneak in his young girlfriend's parents' house. But I told you last week, you tell a girl, get your stuff together and go over there and stay with him. See how fast she be back. It might be a week or two. See how fast she gets sent back to you. When that man realized he got to carry all them responsibilities, oh heck no, you got to go. The attraction of messing with a married woman is the other man is paying the rent, paying for her phone, her clothes. All you doing is providing a little fun. You might take her to the movies. You might take her to the club. You might take her dancing. And then you get to hit it, and then she go home to him. He got the problem. But when he find out and kick her out, and then you got to do all that, you don't want her. Tell me online. As long as somebody else paying the bill, the young men don't mind. But when she say, oh, my husband found out about me, he kicked me out, can I move in with you? And your little bachelor pad? Oh, that killed the game. Oh, no, honey, ain't no room here for you. No. Have I seen? No, I haven't seen it. Oh, Lord. But yeah, the young guys like married women the same way young guys like to go up in young girl houses when they live with their parents. The parents is paying for everything. All they got to do is provide a little entertainment and get the roll in the hay. But when they got to take care of them full time, oh, heck no. Oh, they go out the window. Yeah, it was fun. But no, I'm gonna go mess over there with Becky Sue. Becky Sue still live at home. The driver says, my dad says most men want only the milk and not the whole cow. That's why it was so important for women to stay virgins until they were married. Because if you can get milk from the cow for free, why would you want to house the cow? Why would you want to have to feed the cow? Take care of the cow when it gets sick. If you can come by and get your milk and leave, you can come by and hit it and leave. Why would you want it full time? That's why it's a perfect scenario for a man or woman to mess with a married man. I remember, I told y'all before, I saw this episode of Doogie Howser. It had the electrician, the guy with the glasses that was always sitting at the counter in Mel's Diner. Nerdy looking fat guy. Well, he got a cameo on Doogie Howser. And he was a truck driver. And Doogie Howser was split down the middle because he didn't know what to do. He found out that the truck driver, he would drive the truck to another state. And then he would drive the truck back with stuff. And he would have a layover. Well, he made a family. He had two of them. He had one in the state where Doogie Howser Hospital was. He had another whole family in the state that he dropped the stuff off to. And he was juggling both families. And finally, Doogie Howser told the original wife what he was doing. She said, you think I don't know that? You think I'm stupid? I know what he doing. But guess what? The house got my name on it. The cars got my name on it. I'm in the will. When he died, she ain't getting nothing. But check this out. When he's home with me, I get the lamb. When he go to her, she get the lion. Basically, she's saying she take care of the kids, keep the house running. Every once in the blue moon, he might want to fool around, but he go fool around with his younger woman. So she got all the control, she got all the power, she good with it. The woman on the other end, I'm sure he giving her money. But when he died, I don't even know if the children, she would have to prove that they his children to even get anything out the will. So I hope that he left the children with her something. But the wife gonna get it all. You know? That's why I say if you can get the milk, or if you can get the punani and have all the fun, and somebody else deal with the hard problem, the woman might get sick, need medication, doctor visits, chemotherapy, anything. The husband got to pay for all that. The man that's fooling around, all he got to do is get her something to eat. Have some Kentucky Fried Chicken, some Popeyes. Maybe take her to a restaurant, spend $30 or $40 on the meal, and he good to go. He ain't got to take care of none of the responsibility. That's why a younger man would fool with a married woman. He ain't got to be responsible. But if she gets sick or something, he ain't responsible. Even if they out on a date. Take her to the hospital and say, call your husband. Let me know when you're free again. Give me a call. That's all he got to do. And he ought to mess with something else. The driver said, I had a situation like that in my family. She lived with the married man for 25 years. He died, and the wife got all the money in the house. Yep, because the wife get everything. There are women today that know their men cheat. They don't say nothing. They wait on him to kick the bucket. And as soon as they kick the bucket, they gonna get the house, the money, everything, and then they gonna go find themselves a young man. It's gonna be their turn. It's gonna be their turn to get out there and hit the market. And they ain't gonna care. The men will come and go. As long as they young and got the washboard stomach and the muscles, that's all they worry about. Just give me a ride, baby. That old fart couldn't do nothing. That's all they want. But they got the money, they got the house, they got the car. They just need some satisfaction. They need some sexual healing. And you be seeing them old women out there, you ain't good. Well, that boy ain't even 25. What he doing with that young woman? You know what he know. You know exactly what he know. She paying for everything. But she want that sexual healing. That old man couldn't get up. But he had the money though. So now that he gone, she got the money. She can go buck wild. I told a woman once, I said, you gonna leave me for him. I said, if you had any sense, you would take out an insurance policy on me. And when I kick the bucket, you can go out there and get yourself 10 of him. You don't even have the sense to do that, do you? Didn't even have the sense to do it. A lot of old women, you be thinking they're alone. They ain't alone. They got some young men coming in the back door on the creek. They on the late night creek. Lived with a married man for 25 years. He died and she got nothing. She wound up being homeless. The wife got the money and the house. And what she get? What she get? Some semen for 25 years. That's what she got. She got some semen for 25 years. Now she got to go find another man. And now she older. Which means she going to find somebody young, or she going to have to find somebody older than her. I'm just being honest. Because in most cases, a man, not a boy, wants a younger woman. And you have a lot of men that go through the midlife crisis in their 50s, and they want to get a motorcycle, and they want a young girl to sit on the back of it. And they leave their wives. And then after about 4 or 5 years, when that passed, they look back and they say, you know what? These young girls ain't worth nothing. They're only good to bounce on. Can't cook. Can't keep the house clean. Ain't no help with the kids. Like, really? And then they want to come back to the woman they left. You know, it's a Medea play. What was that Medea play when they had the when they had the outreach at the cabin? And you know, every so many years they will come up there to the cabin. There's somebody knocking, but it ain't my door because I don't have company. No, it ain't for me. Hey, I know, I think Mr. Brown was there, Cole was there, and there was some couples there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's one of the first ones that Tyler Perry made. And it was this one guy, and he was always rich and had the company, and he always had money, and he was divorcing his wife for a secretary. And the secretary was just a pretty thing. She dumb as on the way. But because she was young and pretty, he was leaving his wife. And they kept arguing, and they got to the point that the wife pulled out a gun, and she was going to shoot the girl. So they had another one, and when they came back, the husband wanted to get back with the wife, and he found out that the girl was just a Barbie doll. He had a business to run, and the wife did so much in the business that when he left her to be with the dumb secretary, he realized, I hired her because of the way she looked. But the wife ran the business. The secretary couldn't run the business. The business was going downhill. And he wanted the wife back. Have y'all ever seen that? And this is something that men have to realize. If you got a good wife, you got to keep her. It's going to be too expensive to get rid of your current wife to get something young and dumber. And unless you getting something that's on the ball, you're going to find yourself missing the wife because you're going to have to do more things. You're going to have to run behind the kids. You're going to have to do the little things that she did because this new wife might not know how or don't care. All they want you to do is give them some money and take them nice places. That's all they want. That's all the young folk want. You see all them young girls with them old men, them men ain't got no money. I'm young girls down here, right? They're looking for somebody. They with you because you supposed to have money. That's why they with you. You ain't got no money here. You just an old man. Well, I look like man with an old man is broke. If they tell a young man that he broke, what they gonna tell an old man is broke? But see, a woman can deal with the money and the stature better than a young man can. After a while, the woman gonna start wrinkling up, and everything gonna drop. And the younger man, he better have a lot of money, because the younger man, he starts seeing this next generation pop up. He gonna be looking down, not up. And that's the problem. Women look up, men look down. Now there's an old situation. When you in high school and you want the cheerleader or the popular girls and you can't get with them, a lot of these nerds and geeks go work their tail off. You know why? Because they can't get the young girls when they went to school. But guess what they can do? Go get them a house, a good job, a fancy car. They can come get the 18-year-olds coming out of the next generation. They don't look at the women in their generation anymore. They look down. They don't look up. I couldn't get the cheerleaders when I was in school. They wouldn't give me the time of day. But now I got the resources. I can look down. I can get the next wave. And that's why you see so many young women with older men. Because the older men are reliving their childhood because they couldn't get their pretty cheerleader. They can get the cheerleader now because they can buy them. And if they give the parents money, like Mr. R. Kelly, they can buy what they couldn't have back then. They can buy it. And for those of y'all that say that I'm saying a bunch of crap, the majority of athletes in college right now, they can't get them a girlfriend. Especially if they black from the inner city or poor white from the inner city. Because most black girls ain't gonna want food with you. And you ain't got no money. You might be playing for the team, you ain't got no money. They're not paying you. You there on a scholarship because your mom didn't save any money for you. So you there on a scholarship, you don't even know what the heck you gonna eat. Eating ramen noodles for dinner. Trying to keep your studies up and still trying to be athletic on that court or on that field. When you ask the black girl to go out on a date, she gonna look at you, where you taking me? Where we going? Oh, well, you know, I ain't got much money. See ya. She can go mess with the drug dealer. She can go mess with the young drug dealer. She gonna fool with you for. Because on her little teeny brain, she's thinking about now. She's not thinking about down the road, you may make all this money. Never occurs to her because it's down the road. She's thinking now. You know? And that is why now you're in the driver. If y'all remember the good times, not good times, the Jeffersons. Remember when the episode when George Jefferson's ex-girlfriend was coming to town? George was crazy over this girl. And he was telling her that he was going to be rich. He was going to be a rich dry cleaner. And she was like, dry cleaning? Come on, man. You ain't even got a car. And a guy came along that had a car. And I found it funny that they said George was from Baltimore. Which is why I never forgot this. She left George to go be with this guy just because he had a car. And George didn't. So George met Louise. And they started, you know, they had a rinky-dink one-bedroom apartment. They started to clean the first cleaners. And Louise stood behind him all the way. And that's why Louise ain't got to do nothing. Because she was hands-on with him building that first cleaner. Then they got a second one. Then they got a third one. Then they got 7 of them. Then they moved to that apartment in the sky. This woman thought she was going to come in 20 years later because George was crazy about her 20 years ago. She thought that she was going to come in and take Louise's place. He told her, there ain't no way in the world you can take her place. She is Jefferson Cleaners. You was out there messing around with that guy with the sports car. We was building something. No, you can't take. You got to go. You sure you don't want this, George? No, I don't. And this is the problem with a lot of these football players and basketball players and baseball players. They in a similar situation. They don't have no money while they're in college. They not famous. They ain't got no money. Them young girls don't want, especially them black girls don't want. You ain't got no money. Shoot, I need to get my weave taken care of. I need to get my nails done, get my toes done. You sitting here broke. I need to be out somewhere. You can't even afford to take me out. What you talking about? Now here's the problem. Mexican girls will come around. Want to go do something? I ain't got no money. I ain't asked you if you had any money. A daggone white girl will come around. Hey, you want to go do something? I ain't got no money. I ain't asked you if you had no money. They're not stupid. And that's why they wind up with so many of them. And then the black girl saying, well, I don't understand how come they taking our men. They take the men right out of college because you too stupid. You chasing the drug dealers. And these women say, hey, shoot, this guy might be a star. I don't know why these dumb black girls don't see it, but guess what? I do. Come on, rum and roam. You ain't got no money. You too good for McDonald's? I can afford some Mickey D's. Come on, let's go. And then you sit there and you wonder why they married to these women of other races. Women of other races say, hey, I understand what you're going through. I'll go ahead and invest in you. And some of y'all would say, well, they women of a different race. Wouldn't their father say something? If you had a daughter that came home from college and she was married to the quarterback of your favorite NFL team, I don't think they're gonna say a word. How you doing there, bro? That's gonna be the Bill Cosby treatment. How you doing? Come on in. Hey, welcome to the family, bro. You got some season tickets? Even Archie Bunker would have said, well, hey, come on in. Yeah, she got rid of that meathead. Yeah, she brought us a daggone linebacker here. Linebacker for the daggone New York Jets. Come on in. That's if they think he gonna make it. You gotta remember, most of them don't make it. The driver. You gotta remember, most of them don't make it. But if you was a father, the driver, would you rather your daughter was chasing a football player, a basketball player, or a rapper? A lot of these rappers, the record company take most of their money. An old football player could always get a job at the training facility, could always be a mentor or a sports analysis or commentator and still make money. What money do old rappers make? What money do old rappers make? Rapping is generational. Every generation, the rap and the type of rapper change. The driver said football. Football don't change. Let me ask you this, the driver. If you was a rapper that had 2 records and then your career died and he started a YouTube channel and you had a football player that played 4 seasons, won 1 Super Bowl, he retired and started a YouTube channel, who's going to make more money? Who's going to better be able to take care of your daughter? The football player that'll have fans of every race watching him because he was a football player? Or a rapper that might have been popular during his time, but as he gets older, the new generation come in. So he's going to be depending on old heads to keep him going. The NFL don't change. You said not Antonio Brown. If everybody keeps saying that R. Kelly money gone, and yet he still was able to get these families to let him be with all these girls. Imagine what a football player could do. If R. Kelly got all these girls, and they say he broke, the driver said that's like the singer Jaheim is driving an Uber now. Yeah, because you have your time. Not many of them stay on top for long because with each new generation and each culture, things change. What you rap about, I'll give you an example. I know, what was the name of that rapper? In the 90s, he was making movies. That was his name. DMX. What's DMX doing right now? The driver? Well, when last time you heard DMX? I knew somebody was going to bring up Ray Carew. The driver said Alvin from the Cosby Show is working at Home Depot. Are you serious? He need to get a YouTube channel. That's right there. That's rough right there. You know, some people can't get another job. Just like me here from Archie Bunker. He's the director. He says every time he tries to get a job, everybody, they know him in the mid. But nobody take him seriously as another character. I don't know why he couldn't be some crazed man. I don't know why he couldn't be like some crazed man in a movie or something. Why he couldn't just change his attitude. The same way Jaleel White. No matter what he do, he is Steve Urkel, Stephon Urkel. He's trying to do a movie, anybody gonna take him seriously? Hey man, that's Steve Urkel, come on man. Put that gun down, Steve. The driver said DMX is on drugs. But you gotta think, for every DMX, there are 3,000 men that don't make it. But that's a shame that Alvin wasn't able to get another acting job after the Cosby Show. That's rough right there. He working at Home Depot? Does he own it? Does he at least own it? Cause I really didn't care for Alvin. I just like when him and the wife would go at it. Claire Huxtable. Boy, Claire was getting everybody. Sorry, that was the funniest thing. You said DMX lost it all. Well, I tell you, when you see them football analysis, the hour that come on before the game start, and the hour after they go off, they get paid good money. They get paid good money. What's down, David? So if you have a good career and can stay out of trouble, there are other things you can do besides play. But when you're a rapper and you spend all your money on jewelry and cheap women, when don't nobody want to hear you no more, what do? Naya says, the typecast. Well, he should have went to the gym and got some muscles and tried to be in one of them action films or something. You know, just like with the guy, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. The guy that used to be on that show with the father from Fresh Prince, Phil Banks. Remember he had a show, I think it was about a church. And he had some sons, and one of the sons, he went and he made the movie Hustle and Flow. He went from being a child working in the church to being a pimp. And then he made that movie. He was going around killing people. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You said young jock drives for Uber. That's ridiculous. Go sit down, baby. Now see, the driver, that shows you, because even if the people not feeling you no more and you can't sell no records, you should have a sense to start up your own label. At least start your own label up and go put your ear to the street and get some young boys. You know, believe it or not, I even tried that once. I tried to get some young boys together. They're not dependable. They get high, they get locked up. They wasn't dependable. Oh, the weather got warm. I hear the helicopter flying over here. They looking for somebody. Baby, go sit down, man. Go sit down. That's what they're gonna say. Helicopter, it get warm. We got the helicopter flying around already. They're gonna change. Somebody ain't done something stupid. That's a daggone shame. And I mean, I know y'all can hear it. It's coming over here now. No, you hear the helicopter. They're looking for somebody. That's a daggone shame. So, I don't know what happened in my doctor's office today, but I called twice on Friday, And I called today and I asked them why you didn't send a refill for the needles. They said they would. So I waited, some said, hey, it's 5 o'clock, let me call. I call and I say, how much is it for all 3 prescriptions that I need? They said, we got the fluorescimide and we got the what was the other one? Wait a minute, I wrote them down. What was the other one? The spur no tooth, whatever it is. They said we got those. I said, but what about the needles? Oh yeah, the needles. We haven't heard back from the doctor yet. Well, didn't you fax it over? Yeah. Well, I've called 3 times. Well, you need to call again. It ain't our problem. Man. So I'm gonna call first thing in the morning. We ain't gonna stay up too late. I'm gonna call first thing in the morning. But the good thing is, matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put the order in for I'm gonna go ahead and put the order in for the insulin. I think I could have made them 2 tubes last, but thanks to Paul's donation, I'm gonna go ahead and put the order in for the insulin. What was it like? What was it? $8? Yeah. So we got it. We got enough for all 3. So depending on how busy it is out there, if we can get to the pharmacy and out with no problems, I might head up to the the market, or I might just get something to eat from the pharmacy, wait a couple days, and then go. But my food stipend is come tomorrow. So I'm straight. You said BD R. Kelly is the only one that can keep up with the music change. R. Kelly can make a hit record no matter the year. Yeah, because honestly, because the women still want them. The women will always buy that kind of music. They will always buy that kind of music. It's the hardcore rappers that change. But the R&B singing, they can go on for years and years. Shoot, the 4 tops and the spinners. If they can get their old butts up on the stage, people are still going to sing. They go up there, baby, I want you today. People still go by that. They'll go sing. The biggest problem with rap music is everybody think they can rap. That's the problem with rap music. Everybody think they can rap. Everybody don't think they can sing. American Idol will tell you real quick. Nah, bro, you ain't got it. Go to American Idol, America Got Talent. You ain't got it, bro. They tell you in a minute. But everybody think they can rap. Believe it or not, I ran into a music manager one time, but she was telling me what you had to go through. I knew my voice wasn't gonna hold up. That's why I didn't pursue it. I knew my voice wasn't gonna hold up. It's a struggle to read these articles. How am I gonna do a whole show? Y'all heard me. I can't even get through that song. I did that song back in 2000, and I tried to redo the remix. I tried to do it. I can't do it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That song, The Big Show of Baltimore. I can't get through the whole song. How am I gonna get up down stage and do records? I can't even get through the whole song. My voice be going out and conk out on me. I be struggling to get through the articles. Lord knows. That's what I said. It's not for me. But like I said, I didn't like the negativity. I guess if I would have stayed into it, but I just didn't like the negativity. NWA made me stop listening to rap music, really. When I saw how popular NWA was getting, I said, man, we going down the wrong road. We are going down, and I was right. We were going down the wrong road. Ain't nothing positive. There ain't nothing positive. Shoot, remember, R. Ellie made that song, In the Closet with, oh crap, with Ron Isley. Shoot, Ron Isley can still make records. You just got to realize, for every R. Kelly, there's a whole lot of R. Nothings. Forever Ron Isley, there's a whole lot of Isley Nothings. A lot of people fall victim to drugs, become alcoholics. That's why I never wanted to stress. I just preferred to teach. Yeah, some people can sing but can't make it to the top. Yeah, I realize. People don't realize it's just not talent. There are some people that ain't talented at all that make it because they can handle the grind. Everybody think that all you do is just show up at the studio and that's it. You got to realize that you got a whole lot of people you got to deal with. It's a lot to it. That's why I like to I used to watch what was that show that was shot out of Atlanta? It was that rapper Jay something. And he would get kids that had popular songs on YouTube, and he would try to turn them into stars. You know what I'm talking about, the driver? I can't think of what was it called? I know his name was Jay something, and he was I know he had the Brat. I think he had the Brat, Crisscross, some other cats on his label, and I know his name, Jermaine Dupri. And these people made good YouTube videos, but then when they put them on the spot and told them, okay, you gotta write a song about this, and some of them couldn't write. Some of them, the sister or the parents wrote for them. They didn't know how to be on time and punctual. They didn't know how to talk to the professionals. They didn't know how to do anything. They kept embarrassing the man. And then you had some that come in there and was right on the money. Then you had some that could do the videos for YouTube, but then when they got in front of a stage, they choke. People don't realize how much of it is. And then you got to remember your lyrics. And if you got to sing with other people, you got to remember your lyrics and your dance steps and where you're supposed to be on stage. It's a lot to it. People just think you write rhymes and just say them and that's it. No, it's more to it than that. A lot more to it than that. And you have a lot of artists that dance and play the piano and They do all kinds of stuff. You don't realize how tough that is. People just don't realize it. It's like we had a guy coming to the show. I haven't seen him since that day I did the last music show, and he was like, "Oh, I heard that before, or that sound familiar." You just don't. You just don't know it, but you heard it somewhere, and I'm like, if I'm sitting down here, I'm sure it's 1,000 other people that's sitting in front of a keyboard. Rap is basic 1-1-2. So how could we not? If we all doing 1-2, 1-1-2, how are we not gonna sound similar? But you talking about the beat. We ain't got to the bass line and the melodies yet. You worrying about what the beat sound like. But to be honest with you, some of the best songs got the most simplest beat to it. A lot of the songs that you hear today have the 1-2 in it. 1-2, 1-2. But it's only in our community that somebody would say that. Because I know I've heard a lot of rock songs, and don't nobody never talk about the drummer. They say, "Do you got a drummer?" "Yeah, I got a drummer." "There you go. All right, where the rock at?" They talk about the, "Yeah, you stole that from me. I came up with that." I ain't never heard nobody say, playing the drums, I did that 1-2 cymbal first. I have never heard that. But I know when I was growing up, most of the rappers wanted a beat because of copyright. They wanted a beat that they could rap to. And I used to make money selling beats. They just wanted something that they could go show that wasn't somebody else's. Ain't nobody never came and said, "Well, somebody said that that's the same beat that came from that." Nobody never came back and said that. So then the person says, "Are you a battle rapper?" I said, I'm not a rapper, but yeah, I can battle rap. And I started playing the songs, and he never came back. But I played a couple of them. I think I played like 7 or 8 songs. Oh, he asked me have I heard the symphony? And I played it on the keyboard. I literally played it on the keyboard. So I played it on the keyboard, and then I got 3 versions of what I thought it should sound like, and I played them. And then he was like, "Can you battle rap?" I don't think he know what battle rap means. To me, battle rap is I'm in front of somebody else, and I'm talking at them, trying to intimidate them. That's what a battle rap when I was growing up was. I don't know what it is today. Maybe it's something different. So I went on. I said, when I used to just drop them lyrics, most of the people in front of me would wet their pants. So I don't know if it changed. Maybe it's different now. But you're supposed to be in rhyme, and you're supposed to humiliate and make that person feel small. That's what I thought a battle rap was. Has it changed? Driver says, "Vito, you ever notice how most people that are on drugs are book smart? Most of them are straight A students." David said, I talked to a crackhead and he told me he started because he was bored. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of it comes because, see, the driver, you know that people want to be accepted. And a lot of the times, we grow up in situations that are not good. And even if we break away from that situation, once we make it, it's lonely. And so we actually tend to come back and be around the people who we wanted to be accepted by when we were younger. And sometimes you let your own judgment slip just to fit in. You know? It reminds me of Gary. Y'all remember Gary from the corner? Gary was my boy. But when that came out, people would talk about, you know, Gary was sorry, he was a bum. And I was like, no. But Gary was weak. He was weak because, forgive me for saying this, Lord, he was better than the people he was around. He was better than the people he was around. When his father moved to Baltimore from down south, the father went out and tried to make something out of himself. And Gary was in college. All the other children in the family were doing well. Gary was in college. But before he went to college, he was messing around with Fran. Y'all know Fran, DeAndre's mouth. He was messing around with Fran. And he used to buy her weed. And so he got a call one day when he was in college from Fran saying that she was pregnant. He could have called his parents and said, look, my girlfriend Fran is pregnant. I'm up here in school. Can y'all look out for her until I get out? I'll get a job and then I'll take care of her. He stopped going to college, came back and got a job, and he got that house that you kept seeing him in, and they had some nice stuff, and he was in the stocks, and he was doing his thing. Now, the girl Fran, she used to work at the phone company. She kept getting fired because she rather get high than work. And she would have parties, and he'd be trying to sleep and get up and go to work, and she had people all running through the house or whatever. And then finally, one day, for some reason, he started getting high too. And she would tell him, I don't know what happened to you, Gary. That's why I was with you, because you didn't get high. And then you sit here and get high on heroin. I mean, we do cocaine. We don't do heroin. You know, we don't do crack. We do regular cocaine. We just snort it. You sat there and did heroin. You infell. Like, I mean, she was looking down on him when she drug him down because he wanted to fit in with them. And then for some reason, the thing he chose was not what they did, so he had to find other friends. And the other friends, they wasn't his friends because he wasn't like them. They like, what kind of dope fiend got a job? He used to work at the crab place. What kind of dope fiend got a job? What kind of dope fiend go down to the harbor? What kind of dope fiend go to the movies? And they used to make fun of him. So he came down to that level, and they still wouldn't accept him. Why is it that we have a desire to be around the people who, when we grew up, we knew they wasn't worth nothing? But we have the desire to come down to their level and be accepted by them. Somebody talk to me. Explain. Why is it that when we grow up, we know who bad? But why is it that we want to be around them more than people that's actually about something. And all they do is drag you down. Let's be honest. Hey, how you doing, Snazzy? I'm glad you stopped by. Hey, what's going on with you, Snazzy girl? But like I said, this guy on paper had it all. But he was lonely. He was lonely. And instead of finding him some good friends, because he thought, he loaned people money, he kept people from getting evicted, he gave and gave and gave until he couldn't give anymore. And you know what? Soon as he was like them, nobody wanted to be around him. Soon as he was like them, all he wanted to be was accepted by them. As soon as he was like them, they wouldn't accept him. Even if he was in the same room with them, he was different. When he would start talking about things, they tell him, shut up, man. You killing my high. Shut up with that, man. Why was he sitting around these people? As he said, been busy working, have a cold, working from home. Hey, well, I'm glad you stopped by. We here every day, from rain or shine. But why do we have a desire? The hardest thing to do was to break away from my family. But I thought about Gary. If Gary could have broke away from them and went someplace else and fit in. And for those of you who say he couldn't, when he was in jail, he couldn't get high. And he came out and he was clean. And he was actually spending time with his son. But then that girl Ronnie came around. Hey. And he chose the drugs and to go do drugs with that woman, then spending time with his son. The son was actually starting to have a little respect for him. It ain't last long. He went right back to getting high. Now after you and cleaned up in jail and you and gone through all the withdrawals, the getting sick, whatever they call it, and you come out clean, why would you ever want to touch that stuff again? And that woman Ronnie was the one that had him locked up for no reason. And she always cheated him out of the drugs. But he still went with her. There's something wrong. So even though he could play the stock market, he could make money doing that and not work at all. He could just play the stock market. But that didn't keep him happy. He had a nice car. It didn't keep him happy. He had a nice, I don't say that nice, but they did. He had a nice house. I don't think any row house was nice, but right. But the Cosby Show, they lived in row houses. I just don't like row houses. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? He went through the withdrawal. It ain't like he ain't done it before. he had to go through. If you were free and you had your wits back and you wasn't thinking about, how come he couldn't go more than a couple hours without getting high again? Thank you, Snazzy. I ain't been on the cake as long as I forgot how to work it. Thanks for the donation, Snazzy. Appreciate it. Nice says, feel better soon, Snazzy. We're all going to be confined to home if the coronavirus virus isn't contained. He said exactly 9 things. Yeah, we covered that the other day. That was the most depressing show I did in a long time. Let me tell you, Snazzy. Naya can tell you she was here. That show was depressing. And Chung Lee was bringing the links. Man, you talk about, ooh, child. Every link she brought, it made you not even want to come out the house. You know, it made you want to find a turtle shell and just crawl up under it and just lay there and wait for everything to hit the fan. I mean, man, they talking about the drinking water. A lot of these companies like DuPont, they putting all these chemicals out that don't biodegrade. And they try to bury them, and that don't work because they still wind up, when it rain, when it flood, they get washed into the drinking supply. And then when we drink the water, it get in our body, and our body can't break it down because it takes like 1,000 years to break these chemicals down. And so you walk around with these chemicals in your body, pretty soon they start to block cell growth and start to clog your arteries. And oh man, it make you scared to drink water. You scared to drink water. You're scared to touch anything. You don't know who got the coronavirus. They talking about it's a 14-day incubation period. That means you could touch something that somebody else touched or breathe air that somebody who has it, and they might not even know they have it. And then it takes 14 days. So in that 14 days, you're going to infect people in your job. You're going to affect people in your house. You're going to affect your neighbors. Even going to the daggone McDonald's or Burger King and standing in line, you infecting the people. It's crazy. I'm being honest with you. And if you got money, everybody that touch your money, they infect. That's crazy. That's crazy. It makes you afraid. It really does. The driver says my brother-in-law is in Japan and we haven't heard from him. Oh man. Nancy girl said, did you see the one where the man was filming in the area of the coronavirus undercover? No. No, we only been looking at websites. Since we monetize now, we've already saw them showing these videos. But we just do the websites. If you have a link to the website showing that, I'll gladly put it up. Or if you got like some pictures, pictures and websites, they don't flag you for. But for the videos, I'm gonna be honest with you, Snazzy. It's really been tough going legit. It really has been. It's been tough going legit, but we gonna try and stake it out. You know, it's really been tough going legit. But like I said, and driver says, we monetize now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Snazzy. It ain't what it crack up to be. Since January 15th, we haven't even made $20 yet. I'm being honest. We haven't made $20 yet. But we fought so hard to get it. We put all them hours in. I spent all that time getting people to sub the channel. That, you know. Yeah, you know we got 24 channels. I mean, if y'all want to switch, let me find a channel for us to switch to. That's all. This ain't the one I wanted, but let's go here. We ain't doing nothing with it. Let me get the link. Go to dashboard and view channel. Copy. Okay. All right, y'all. This is the channel, and actually, that's the name right there. Give me a couple minutes. Wait a minute, I gotta log back into here. Give me a couple minutes. All right, she's sending the links. Which account? And let me stop this one. And then we gotta come back in YouTube Studio. And yep. Go to Legacy Classic. And go to live stream. Yeah, I see the driver. All right, y'all, give me like 5 minutes, and meet me back on Jesus' Minister Brother Dark. The link is in the chat. I'll put it in the chat again in case y'all didn't see it. All right, so let me change. Let me stop this, and I gotta put the stream key in the OBS.